In the heart of Africa lies Uganda, a country known for its rich cultural heritage and natural beauty. However, amidst this beauty, many young individuals from disadvantaged communities face barriers to higher education, but one organization is striving to change that narrative.
FAWE is a Pan-African organization that was started in 1992 by 5 African ministers of education who were responding to the fact that there was a challenge with the number of girls that were attending and completing the education cycle, but at the same time that girls were not being supported to actually fulfill their potential by accessing education and completing their cycles of education so that they can become useful citizens.
The Forum for African Women Educationalists, FAWE Uganda chapter, in collaboration with the FAWE Regional Secretariat and the MasterCard Foundation, has for the last 7 years been implementing a transformative program called the Higher Education Access Program, or HEAP.
This project was designed to support the disadvantaged girls and boys from the disadvantaged communities. The project target was looking at 70% girls and 30% boys. And this project was built on 4 major objectives. And objective number 1 of the program was the recruitment and selection of 300 students, girls and boys, from these targeted communities.
This idea gave birth to the Higher Education Access Certificate, which is recognized as a 4th entry pathway to university education, in addition to direct, mature and diploma. The program provides opportunity for students who completed the Uganda Advanced Certificate of Education, USCE, or its equivalent, but did not attain sufficient grades to enroll for degree programs of choice. Christine Nabijako is one of the beneficiaries.
After my Form 6, I got challenges. I couldn't reach the cutoff points. I had 7 points and no university could admit me to do any medical course. I lost hope as I thought of going back and using my senior 4 results to do a certificate. But then a chance came and Kabale advertised for a HEAP program, which I applied there and then, and I was lucky enough to go through, and I got a chance to come and do the higher bridging certificate here at Kabale University. The bridging program at Kabale University has been so good in that they have taught us and they have showed us that things are not hard, sciences are not hard. We have repeated all our A-level subjects and we have really done it very well, because at the end of the bridging program, I was able to get a first class and I was admitted for medicine still at Kabale University.
The minimum requirements for entry are 2 subsidiary passes obtained at a single sitting at A-level, that is at Senior 6. Once they are here, they go through this curriculum that has been accredited by the National Council for Higher Education for a period of 1 year, divided into 2 semesters. At the end of every semester, they are evaluated, and on completion of the program, those who are successful, who pass the examinations as per the standards prescribed in the curriculum, can continue to do either degree programs or diploma programs, depending on their performance.
Christine's dream of becoming a doctor was resuscitated by the Higher Education Access Certificate, HEC. She is now in her final year to complete a Bachelor's Medicine and Surgery at Kabale University.
I highly recommend the High Bridging Certificate to go on because it has really helped me and my friends to pursue our dream courses. If I met FAWE Uganda today, I would request them to also start taking up the higher bridging certificate students because most of them suffer with those challenges of tuition, because I have some of my friends that really didn't even finish it because they couldn't pay that money.
We spent our time developing this curriculum for higher education access certificate. It's a specialized curriculum for an intense training to bridge a gap. What we found out was that there was a gap certainly in knowledge emanating from the disparities in schools, which was reflected in performance of students at all levels, primary, secondary, O-level, A-level. And so these 13 districts were performing very, very badly in O-level, A-level. So the idea of helping the girl child, particularly in these areas, to come up and to participate in social transformation through higher education. We know what higher education's position is as far as a transformation of society is concerned. So from here, this program was developed together with the National Council for Higher Education, and we also got a lot of support from National Curriculum Development Center. And eventually, with the involvement of National Council for Higher Education, it was accredited as a fourth path to higher education in this country. The other paths are the A-level direct entry to university, then there is a diploma entry, and then there is a mature entry. So the fourth came this higher education access certificate. There was a lot of justification, and with the presentations and so on, a lot of statistics from these regions was clear evidence that something was wrong in these places. And we also were able to, through all these studies and presentations and whatever we found out, to show that actually people who are doing badly in those places are not necessarily dull. It was an issue of environment in which they were studying that caused all these problems, disparities.
The biggest achievement, as I've told you, is to enable some of our own children who have failed, who had failed to get to the university. You know, you need to get at least 2 principal passes. And even getting 2 principal passes doesn't allow you still to get access to the university, because they should be good 2 principal passes, okay? Most people are not admitted, but this certificate has allowed those who had got even 1 principal pass to bridge the gap, and we have admitted them. To me, that is a big opportunity, a big contribution that it is making to education of these kind of students, and many of them, by the way, come from rural areas, and it is making a change in their lives, and at the end it will make a change in the families.
Working in partnership with esteemed learning institutions such as Mbara University of Science and Technology, Busitama University, Gulu University, Ginger School of Nursing and Midwifery, and Ginger Medical Laboratory Training School, HEAP supported its beneficiaries with all requirements to create a decent learning environment. These included induction, training, mentorship programs.
And the beauty with this scholarship, it came with fees, it came with other personal items which were meant to help this candidate fit in well. Remember, he's coming from a disadvantaged background, coming into a city setup, coming to mingle with different categories of students. So in order to make them comfortable, we thank FAWE, put that package there. So that was the first achievement. Secondly, these students are empowered. When you make a comparison between the time when they came and the time they were exiting the courses, there was a very big change. They had changed both physically, mentally, and in many aspects. They were empowered. A student, for example, some of them were not assertive. They would not express themselves, they would be shy. But through the extended orientation program, there were many topics that were handled, like self-esteem, gender, and other related issues. We had career mapping, we had entrepreneurship, and many more. So I believe these topics help these children to become assertive, these participants to be assertive, and therefore to be in control of their lives. The third achievement I'll talk about, they have been able to impact on their families positively. Most of the families we went to were mud and water. But as the first cohort was graduating, some of them that had such type of houses, they were able to really change them into a modest kind of thing by, say, having bricks to have a permanent structure, using their meager savings and the skills they learned from entrepreneurship. Another achievement, other students were able to open up projects, business projects. They are not only impacting their society, or rather their families, but even the societies. The neighbors are looking up to them. These students are acting as role models. So I believe that is a big achievement that FAWE has managed to achieve by the support of the MasterCard Foundation.
When you compare a student like me who has gone through the ELP program and somebody who has not, doesn't really know the clue about university, there is really a big time lag, and there is a lot of effects that happen. So the ELP really helps you, it prepares you a lot for the university. It teaches you financial literacy, how to manage yourself in the university. So by the time you come into the university, it's like you're a whole new, you're not a new fresher, you're like someone who has been there. Because I remember my friends even telling me that when we joined, for you, you were not like a fresher to us. You looked like somebody who has been here and knows the whole thing. So that has been so important, and I would really encourage FAWE to continuously do those programs. It really helps students so much.
On top of providing access to higher education, a key component of the HEAP is community give back, and that has empowered students to become agents of change in their communities. Lubanga and his team are some of the graduate beneficiaries of the project, who started an initiative which supports young girls and with reproductive health issues and sanitation projects in Mayuge district.
What inspired us to start the NIFE initiative, one, was the EOP that FAWE Uganda extended to us. That was in 2020. That EOP ignited a lot of efforts in our start of NIFE initiative. We were expressed to many mentors, we were expressed to many friends, and we shared a lot, and we saw that we had to start something that can give back to the community. One, we have constructed water sources for the villages we are operating, and also we have trained some girls and started village salons in different villages. And another thing, we have managed to always carry out campaign against teenage pregnancy in village door to door, and we have also gotten ambassadors. In every village we have 3 ambassadors to uplift the information about teenage pregnancy, against teenage pregnancy and HIV spread. So we have launched ambassadors as an achievement, and some of them are always here coming to get information and take back. And we have also gotten some few scholarships for some teenagers, vulnerable teenagers, and those are some of the achievements we have acquired here at NIFE initiative.
Once burdened with the daily struggle of securing safe drinking water, the residents of Nsulo in Mayuge district now have a reason to rejoice thanks to a changing life resource that NIFE initiative has brought to the community.
Amena gange ninze kulaba kwa jali chairperson owensulo yagaanibwa ku kyalo eky'Igero E eyatuweebwa ne bannayfe abaanife abaatwamba engeri etwalinga tufuna amaadi nga mabi ku byobulamu baatwamba era twebaze ino tuli basanufu ino kuba ensula eno enwesa ebyalo bingi ebitali kumpi wano. Tubeebaze eno mwebala ino mwebalire irala omutima gwe mwatusuulira okutuleetera amaadi amayondo ku kyalo. Saawa tulina isanu nti tufuna amaadi malungi era tubeebaza mwongere okwo mutalekera kuba namba ey'abantu abanwa ku nsula eno amaadi ti batono bangi ino bangi era twetaagisibwa okutwongerayo n'ensula eyindi.
To date, a total of 144 students comprising 79 females and 64 males have successfully graduated with degrees and diplomas from partner institutions. This is a statement to their dedication and the program's commitment to their success.
I graduated today in Bachelor's of Science in Agricultural Livelihoods and Farm Production. I come from Kanungu district. It was far way back in 2018 when I was in the village in Kanungu district, and I didn't know how I would get to here today. I think this is the day the Lord has made.
But the impact doesn't stop there. These graduates have gone to pursue advanced degrees in fields such as education, physics, mathematics, engineering and medicine. They are becoming the next generation of leaders, equipped with the knowledge and skills to drive development in their respective disciplines.
So for my master's program, one time there was going to be a team from the STI Secretariat visiting the university. So I was asked by my head of department, Biosystems then, to come and showcase my final year project, which I did, and the team was quite impressed, and they recommended that this is something that should not be left at the level it was, but should be upscaled into something that can be used by the people out there. Therefore, through that, they engaged with my university supervisor then for my undergraduate project, who wrote a proposal and were provided funding to continue with my studies. So the scholarship fully caters for my tuition and for my research. This project in particular is called the Biopower Project, getting its name from generating electricity from the West.
So we are so grateful for everything that is happening in the life of Bridget, which has actually been started by FAWE. If it was not FAWE, I think Bridget would not be where she is. And we are so impressed because yesterday she told us that she has finished her paperwork. The paperwork, she's now embarking on the practical part of the work as she goes towards finishing.
So my joining FAWE in 2017 was a very good experience. That is when I had already completely lost hope in studies. After finishing my A-level, I was now seeing nothing completely. Where will I continue from? But I thank God that FAWE came at the rightful time, at the best time of my prayer request ever. And when I was picked, I started now seeing my dream that I started dreaming way back in P1. Because whenever they ask me, who do you want to be in future? When I was still just in my primary one, I could only tell them I want to be an engineer. I want to be an engineer. So after now, FAWE is saying, yeah, you are the rightful person that we were really looking for to be taken for further studies. I said, engineering dream started. And I started now feeling becoming an engineer, and I'm very proud that today I stand before FAWE Uganda Mastercard Foundation as a graduate of biosystem engineering. And this makes me really proud.
HEAP has not only transformed the lives of individual students, but also garnered the support of 10 universities that have adopted the program with the assistance of FAWE Uganda. This expansion ensures that more young people will have access to quality education and opportunities for a brighter future.
But before, in Uganda, we had a bridging, or some universities call it access program. And the students who were eligible for this program were only students who were actually foreigners from other countries, and Ugandans were not eligible. So what happened is that later on we saw that this was unfair. How can you cook your own food and you say the neighbor's children will eat it, will enjoy it, when your children are not enjoying it? So we changed it to higher education certificate, and the FAWE supported us in developing the standards which the universities are using. So what are the benefits? The benefits are a number. Number one is that we have had a number of universities embracing this certificate, a number of them. In fact, we have had several students who were not eligible to join under the direct, under the diploma scheme, under the mature entry scheme, who have benefited from this. So a number of universities, number one, have embraced the higher education certificate program, and our children, the Ugandans, have benefited from it. The other one is that the students, the general public, are accepting it. But a key achievement that some students from disadvantaged groups have had a chance to enroll for higher education. Of course, the benefit of partnering with FAWE on education matters and other things is also key.
By incorporating entrepreneurship training, the program has empowered students to start their own income-generating activities. These young women and men are not only pursuing their passions, but also contributing to the economic growth of their communities.
Here, I'm running a business currently in this place. It's just a snack business. We make cakes, we make samosas, just around, we supply to the students.
From the time FAWE Uganda started sponsoring me, at least I've achieved a lot in my life. One, when I was still at campus, I used to pay for my brother. My brother was doing a certificate in Bustema. At Rapai campus, we're sharing the same campus. So I paid for his certificate. Right now he's doing his diploma. This business is helping me because I always help him, give him something when he calls me. Then at home also, at least something has changed. I bought some 2 cows there at home. And when mommy also calls, at least I can give her something. I'm not completely down. I can afford my basic needs. I can pay rent. I'm eating. That's how it has helped me. How I'm giving back to my community. During that time of COVID, there were so many girls at home. I used to sit with those girls, interact with them. They like me, they would come and ask, but how did you manage to reach up to that level? So I would always advise them to work hard, to be patient, not to accept these men who come and deceive them when they are still young. And some would even bring there were those online studies. They would come and consult me on some questions. Like I loved maths. These ones who were in A level, I would always help them. Then during my internship, I interacted with the farmers mostly. I did a community thing. I didn't go to the research station, but I decided to do with an organization that was empowering the local people. And that thing made me move. They were working with Serere, Amuria, then in Katankui. So I moved in all those places and interacted with the farmers. I gave them advisory services, business planning, so to give them startup capital, then trainings on agronomic practices, planting, project, enterprise selection. We did all that.
Moreover, program graduates have secured full-time employment, making a significant impact in sectors crucial to their community's development.
I appreciate so much the scholarship and the support that I attained from the MasterCard Foundation because my academic journey was swift. I didn't encounter any challenges, and even right now, equipping me to the extent that I was able to find where I've actually started to practice my engineering. So here at the Katakwi District Local Government, specifically in the water office, I'm having the privilege to give back to the community through the activities that I'm doing as a graduate trainee that involve identification of communities that are not having access or that are not having efficient access to safe and clean water. And I'm also participating in giving a hand to ensure that our community gets access to clean and safe water, and not only just having a borehole or a production well drilled in a community, but we go far much ahead to also ensure that the quality of water that they consume is to the desired standards. I would also like to say that I'm also having a privilege to impact the community in a way of helping them fight the challenges of food insecurity. We realize that as a result of climate change, the weather patterns have changed, and we have had cases of erratic rainfall patterns that have not favored rain-fed agriculture. And through my engagement as a graduate trainee, I'm starting to make an impact because I'm engaging with projects that are meant to help the farmers transition from rain-fed agriculture to irrigation farming.
I joined FAWE as a beneficiary in 2018 when I was admitted at Mbarara University of Science and Technology to pursue my Bachelor's of Science in Physiotherapy, which I finished and graduated in last year. The graduation was this year in May. And immediately after my final paper, I remember applying for 2 jobs. One job was in Mukono. Unfortunately, even after I got invited for the interviews, I didn't get the job. But this particular one came up and I was the best person for it because they wanted someone who was fresh from university and someone who is young, someone whom they can train up to work in such a specialized hospital. And when I was given the job, like, my joy has never stopped. So my joy starts from the time FAWE came in, and it has always continued and continued. Currently, I'm working as a physiotherapist at Terewode Women's Community Hospital in Soroti. I am the only physiotherapist here, so I'm the head of the unit as well, and I'm the lead person for rehabilitation in this hospital.
The Higher Education Access Program has also established a successful mentorship program within partner institutions. Experienced mentors guide and inspire students, fostering personal and professional growth.
I was one of the mentors, and I'm still one of the mentors, where we mentor those students, we guide them on their academic roles, on their social roles, on making them really complete. So that has been one of our roles, and I did it for all these many years. The mentorship journey with FAWE Uganda and the MasterCard Foundation has been a long one, but very interesting and very challenging at the same time, because these students who came from various districts, I mentioned some few districts from the northern part, the eastern part, northeastern part, but what I mean is that there are even some in Western Uganda. All those students who came here, one of our responsibilities was to make sure they perform well, to make sure they behave well, to make sure they manage their life well in the university. Financially, how do they handle their finances? If at all there's problem, there's poverty, there's suffering, how do they manage their suffering? How do they balance their concentration amidst the challenges? And the mentorship is really something that has been very, very, very challenging, because some of these students came willingly to talk to you. They could make appointment, like to me, they would make appointment with me and talk to me and give me their challenges, and they discuss with me their way forward. So it has been interesting, but demanding.
I look at it as one of the most successful programs we have had in our district that has taken a big number from the district. Too, many girls benefited. Those who have been left out benefited, and I'm happy to say I've been chatting with some of them. Most of them have completed their courses. Even the men who got the opportunity also came out very well.
This documentary captures the voices of various stakeholders: students, alumni, district education officers, FAWE Uganda program staff, mentors, focal persons, vice chancellors and principals of tertiary institutions partnered with FAWE Uganda. Join us as we celebrate the remarkable achievements of the Higher Education Access Program. Together, we can unlock the potential of Uganda's youth and empower them to thrive, have a brighter future for themselves and their communities. FAWE Uganda and the MasterCard Foundation.